Welcome to Dr. Kush's Exotic Drinks. I'm, of course, Dr. Kush, along with my barback Kyle. I'm not a real doctor, but I did spend almost 2 decades running some of LA's best bars. After years of teaching classes and training bartenders, I want to demystify the cocktail world for you. Let's try a few new things as I open up my bar to everybody. Belly up, chat, and let's have a drink. All right. Do I look familiar? If I look familiar, it's because I am Dr. Kush of Dr. Kush's Exotic Drinks, and we are here tonight at the place, at Dr. Kush's Exotic Drinks. I'm going to move this just a touch. There we go. Otherwise, it's not going to get my full range, my microphone, my full range of voice. We are here tonight to continue on our journey that is called, and I've been contacted by multiple movie producers. They want to make this into some sort of mini series of movies, a small movie series. It's called The Fall of Fizz. So we are here doing The Fall of Fizz. I am bringing tonight to you a kind of a cool tale. We're going to get more into Frank Meier. At some point, we will do a whole bartender series on Frank Meier, but we're just going to bring you a little bit of Frank Meier and one of his cocktails that turns out has nothing. Sometimes you just name a cocktail. You don't care what the name is. I'm just going to name this thing. Frank Meier was an Austrian-born Jew who worked in Paris, and he created a cocktail called the Texas Fizz. Kind of an interesting name for that guy to create. Anyway, what does it have to do with Texas? Almost nothing. I mean, I don't know. If anybody watching from Texas, you can tell me what the hell does this have to do with Texas. But everybody else, just let it happen to you. Let's just lean back and let the Texas Fizz occur in front of your face. So that's where we are. That's where we're at. I have no ability to talk to you guys right now. I am currently live in my life, but I'm not live in your life. Hopefully I'm in the chat. If I'm not in the chat, something's happened. But I want to say hello to, let's see, Tiki Tom, Shawnee P, Bon Bon, DC Debbie Clark, the husbands. I want to say hello to Davey Virtue. I want to say hello to, is Bootopia there? I don't know. Paul, is Paul there? I want to say hello to just all of you. Did I forget your name? I am sorry. Doesn't mean that you're not important to me. You're very important to me. I forgot to say it. Okay, let's get into this cocktail tonight. This is an incredibly simple fizz. An incredibly simple fizz with kind of a cooler bartender than the actual drink is. We're going to talk about Frank Meier for just a minute. Frank Meier is known in a lot of circles as the bartender spy. That is right. He was most likely some sort of spy. You guys don't mind, I'm going to turn off the music. Just, there we go. Whew. So loud in my head. Frank Meier, M-E-I-E-R, known as the bartender spy. He was the very first bartender, head bartender at a place called, now this is, I don't know if you guys ever heard of it, it's kind of an underground spot. The Ritz Paris. Huh? Ooh la la. that's, I feel like that's the definition of ooh la la. He was a kind of a bartender's bartender. His whole deal was bartenders need to recognize their regulars. They need to have their drinks down. They are not just there to sling drinks as fast as humanly possible. And when he was the head bartender, he believed, as I believe, and I firmly believed this while I was working as head bartender, your job is not behind the bar. Your job is not behind the bar. Let the kids deal with what's going on behind the bar. You, head bartender man, you need to be out amongst the people. You need to be schmoozing. You need to be chitting chatting. You need to be out there talking your stuff. Anyway, that is Frank Meier's entire philosophy on how bartending goes. And to be very honest, I really liked it. Now, we have, if you're noticing a pattern in bartenders that worked around the time that Frank did. We're talking about Joe Shalom. It's the only other pattern. I don't know if two makes a pattern, but it's pattern-esque. You notice that eventually a lot of these guys become spies. I mean, who on earth better to be a spy than a bartender? I feel like nobody. I feel like that is the perfect person to be a spy. And had I ever been asked to be a spy, I would have said yes. And I think this is the issue that I have with why I never became a spy. I feel like I might have been the one asking. People would come in, they'd be mysterious, long cloak, some sort of weird hat, sitting underneath a spotlight or underneath a street light, smoking a cigarette where I can't see their face, only their eyes. And I would walk up to them and I would say, "You looking for a spy? Because it turns out I'm a bartender and I won't tell anybody." Except for the other guy sitting underneath the street light. I did ask him if I could be a spy. He said no, but if you say yes, I am in. I think I needed to be more discreet than that. Anyway, Frankie Meier did. It turns out he was a spy. It's tough with spies. This is I don't want to get too deep into this, but that's tough with spies. You never know exactly which side they were on. If they're a good spy, you never know what side they're on. You know, James Bond is one thing. He's the protagonist of our story. We have to believe he's the good guy. Frankie Meier, on the other hand, okay, was he working with the Nazis? Was he working with the Nazis only to double cross the Nazis? Was he working with the Allied powers? Was he working with the Allied powers only to double cross the Allied powers? I don't know. I don't know, which is why I'm not going to be putting any judgment on his spying. I'm only going to be putting it on his cocktail making, and he wrote an amazing book. Not just a recipe book. A lot of bartenders just write recipe books. His was a whole compendium. Am I saying that word right? Compendium? Whole compendium on how to do everything at a bar, including clean, including how to memorize people's faces, all that stuff. He also is credited with creating one of the greatest cocktails possibly of all time. In that range of cocktails, Frankie Meier created, and we have some proof of this, a cocktail called the Bee's Knees. Ooh, that's a good one. It's a darn good one. Gin, lemon, honey, sometimes a little orange juice. Ooh, boy, that's a good cocktail. We're not making that cocktail today. Sorry, that does not fall into the fall of Fizz. We are making Fizz cocktails. So we're going to be making another cocktail of his, which, and let me just, if I can just bring this back just a touch. There's a chance he didn't create this cocktail. There's a chance that he finished this cocktail. And sometimes that's the most important part. We think that a Texas Fizz came to him at the Ritz Paris, and then he decided to take out the soda water, or more likely, never put the soda water in, and then take a little bit of champagne and fill that bad boy out. That's the story. That's the story. And like we always say on this show, it's tough to know a lot about bartending history because we were mostly drunk when it happened. So just like recounting any story when you were drunk. It's always, you know, I scaled a 12-foot high building. Okay, maybe it was three stories high. What did I say? I don't know. Let's get into this cocktail. This cocktail is called the Texas Fizz. Has nothing to do with Texas, and it has something to do with fizz. So we're going to focus on that part. All right, just focus in on that part, okay? Let's get into it. It is fairly simple. I had to squeeze some oranges earlier today, so we already have orange juice. Let's start with the orange juice, shall we? Look at this adorable orange juice cup that I have. That's adorable. At a restaurant, $4.95, I think they would charge you for this little cup of orange juice. Orange juice is so expensive. I don't want to get into like a Jim Gaffigan bit or anything, but orange juice is pretty expensive. And so I didn't want to waste any of this orange juice. Bing, 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 bing. So we're just going to use this orange juice for this cocktail. How much of this orange juice do we need? Turns out you need $3.75 worth, which is going to come out to about 3/4 of an ounce. Just going to use the rest of it. Doesn't make any sense to just leave a little bit of orange juice. That orange juice is not going to help anybody. All right? Let's be very honest with ourselves. That orange juice, it's just going to make people jealous. Okay, we have our orange juice. Oddly enough, and I have fought this fight for many years. I have said that orange juice in the past must have been more sour because we see orange juice as a souring agent in a lot of cocktails. However, we're not using a lot of sweet in this cocktail, so the orange juice is going to have to pull up a lot of our sweet. So the orange juice is going to have to bring its big old bumper. It's going to have to make it sweet. This right here is our souring agent. Let's see if we can get it to spin on its little nose. Nope. Dud. We're bringing in a lemon. Get our lemon squeezer, or as I called them, and I'm quickly learning nobody else called them this. I called them elbows because let's just be very honest. There are a bajillion different lemon squeezers. All right. There's the Sunkist ones on the top. There's the handheld Sunkist one. I guess there's not that many. I should rethink some of my positions. Anyway, I call this the elbow because kind of looks like an elbow. We're going to take this guy right here and we're going to slice off the little nublin. Now I bet we can get it to spin on that. much better. We're going to cut off this other side too. Why not? We're going to slice this guy right in half. As in half as you can get, because we need about ½ an ounce. And I can just tell. I'm not going to say that I have some sort of power or that I'm somehow better than everybody else. I'm not saying that. That's not the words that are about to come out of my mouth. But I can tell when a lemon has about ½ an ounce of juice in it. We're at that place right now. I feel like my lemmy senses. It's like spidey senses, but for lemons. I feel like those are going off. We're going to give this a big squeeze. ½ an ounce of lemon juice. Just the sound of that. Okay. ½ an ounce. You can play that back if you want to. I hear that say ½ an ounce. Okay. What do orange juice and lemon juice have in common? They're in the Texas Fizz. They're also citrus. What do they have in common with Texas, though? Almost nothing. Almost zero. This next ingredient, same sort of thing. Same sort of thing. This is our good friend grenadine. You'll notice that our grenadine is looking a little short. That's okay. We use everything here till the very last drop. We are not a bar that wastes things. In fact, I still have this lemon. You may remember this lemon from a while ago. I'm still using it for its outsides. Eventually, we will use it for its insides at some point, but not tonight. What I need from this guy, this grenadine, which is pomegranate and sugar. Pomegranate juice and sugar. If you want to get crazy with it and you want to make it real, a little bit of orange flower water and a little bit of rose water, you got yourself a great pomegranate. But if you just want to put pomegranate, wonderful juice, and sugar together, you got yourself some pomegranate. We don't need a lot of grenadine. I kept saying pomegranate. Grenadine. We don't need a lot of grenadine. We just need about, and we're talking about here, folks. All right? I'm not being definite. That might be my problem. I'm never definite about stuff. We need 1/4 of an ounce of some grenadine. Just enough to turn it red, like the Texas flag. I don't know why it's called the Texas Fizz. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I mean, if I were to now turn back here and put in some like Shiner Bock or I don't know, is there a Texas bourbon that we should all know about? Probably Alamo. I'm sure they have an Alamo. Can somebody check that real quick? I know that I'm not watching this live, but I'm going to check it while I'm here. Is there an Alamo bourbon? If I was to go turn back here and find a Texas bourbon and put it in here, I would say, oh, that all makes sense. Oh, what am I, an idiot? That all makes sense. Instead, I'm going to turn back here and put in the most Texas ingredient there is. Gin, also known as Dutch courage. A favorite of the English, gin. It's an odd one. I feel like we get to rename some cocktails every once in a while. We can't, though. It's from Frank Meier, the spy bartender. We're going to go ahead and put in some gin. How much gin? 1.5 ounces of a London dry gin, not a Texas rich gin. We need a London dry gin. And that should do it for this bottle of gin. Goodbye, this bottle of gin. You treated me well. We're there. We have most of it. This is a majority of what we need. We're going to reach back here. Because we're in the fall of fizz, we're trying our very best, you know, to do fizzes the right way. We're not serving a lot of these fizzes over ice. So that gives us an opportunity to use our really nice ice cubes to shake. This is a clear ice cube. I make them in these. Not this one. This is for storage. The ones that I make, they have little holes poked here at the bottom. Right here. Poke little holes at the bottom. Then I put them into a Coleman cooler. Let them freeze. And then I get really nice shaped ice cubes. Completely clear. Put in 1 large ice cube to shake. Put your ice away. If you don't put your ice away, you're going to have water. Nice squeeze. Okay. Shake this one. This is not a crazy shake. We don't need to do anything insane with this shake. Just nice, simple, easy peasy shake-a-rooski. I'm shaking this one. Shaking this one. That's enough shaking. Let me just check my notes real quick. I'll play some of this while we're doing it. Okay. Smells very nice. Close that out. There we go. Okay. We're in a good spot. Okay. Let's find a Texas glass, shall we? Let's look around for a Texas glass. Something to serve a Texas. Oh, I have one right here. Texas glass. Technically, this is a champagne flute, Champagne being a region of France, having very little to do with Texas. Still, we found almost nothing to do with Texas at this point. Either way, this is where we're at. So go ahead and pour your cocktail right into here. Kind of has a mimosa look to it. Kind of has a... honestly, I should know this. What do you call mimosa when you put grapefruit in it? Sounds like a good joke. I don't have a finish for that joke. I don't know what a mimosa with grapefruit is. A grape fosa. It kind of looks like that. It's kind of got that pink hue to it. It's certainly not Texas looking, in my opinion. And then we're going to go ahead and put in, because we have a champagne flute ahead of us, we're going to go ahead and put in some Cooks. California champagne. California and Texas, very well known to love each other and be very, very similar. Everybody from Texas loves everybody from California, and everybody from California is always thinking about people from Texas. We can't get you guys off of our minds. All we do all day is complain about Texas. Oh, those guys in Texas. Oh, with their lifestyle. Bop, 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 bop. People from California have never, ever once thought of somebody from Texas, and I don't mean to sound mean about that. I like individual people from Texas. But my goodness, every time I go to Texas, so I'll be like, I'm from California. They'll be like, oh, I'm from California. Not ideal. Can't we just get along, Texas? I've had some fun times in Texas. Don't hate us. We're just being cool dudes out here on the West Coast. Anyway, grab your California champagne or any champagne you want, or honestly, I don't care. Grab some sparkling wine. Get whatever you're up to. Go ahead and pour this right in here. Nice and slow. Let's switch camera angles so we can get the whole thing. Oh boy, that's a good one. Let it bubble over. Give us that fizz. A lot of sugar in the orange juice, apparently. There we go. Excellent. I'll say it. Listen. Davey Virtue is a Texas guy. I like Davey Virtue very much. Super good guy. Davey Virtue has never complained about me being from California. Every time I go to Texas, though, I get into an Uber. I'm like, hey, I'm here from California. Can you take me to this place? I don't even say I'm here from California. I'll say, can you take me to this place? They're, where are you from? I said, I'm from California. They go, oh. Suddenly now I'm all higgledy-piggledy about it. I just want Texas to like me. Anyway, this is the cocktail. It's called the Texas Fizz. I'm noticing, just real quick, I am noticing that there is a bit of a separation. We do not want that. We're going to take one of these straws. We're going to get way low down here. We're just going to give this a little stirrooski. Obviously, the bubbles inside of the champagne are going to want to pop out the top. That's what they're going to want to do. They're going to love to do that. So they're going to sit higher up in our glass than the other ones. And then the rest of the booze and the sugar and all. The sugar is going to sit like way fat down there on the bottom. We want it all to be one thing. We don't want to finish this drink with a big old shot of orange juice. That's a lot of hot garbage. A lot of hot garbage. I guess Texas probably would want the Texas Sour or the Texas Fizz. Probably want a garnish. We'll go ahead and take our little garnish right here. Just a little too tall. I guess everything is bigger in Texas. Put that right there. Bling. I've done it. The Texas Fizz. Because I'm not able to gauge how how the show is going, I'm nervous now that I've said something that I shouldn't have. I really, really enjoy parts of Texas. I really, really do. And I'm sure that it's just those like 3 Uber drivers that I've had that did not care for Californians. But I really would like it if Texas and California can get along. We're 2 big states. Let's hang out. Let's like meet in, I mean, we can meet in Arizona. I got family in Arizona. We could all, Texas and California, we could all just meet right there in the middle. Honestly, we can meet on some neutral turf. I don't know anybody in Albuquerque. I've heard it's nice. The film industry's there, so it's got a little California, but it's closer to Texas. We could all meet there. I don't know, we both have really good Mexican food. Like I'm not gonna lie, really good Mexican food. I've had some good stuff in Texas. I've had some good stuff in California. You know who we can't invite? New York. I'm sorry, New York. I have had a burrito in New York, and it was not good. The Texas Fizz. This is really just me talking in a small bar set. It's very good. Honestly, I don't know. This right here, this French 75, this mimosa, this, it's a winning combination. Gosh darn it. You know what? I forgot a whole ingredient. Shh. Remember when we were talking about this stuff earlier? Did I put grenadine in here? Oh, do I have to go back and watch the whole episode to see if I put grenadine in there? I did. I put grenadine in there. I remember it was 1/4 ounce, and I did put it in there. Phew. It doesn't come off red, though, right? I had to put up a show, guys. It's delicious. Honestly, with more champagne, it's more delicious. This is a winning combination of cocktail. There's no way to be beaten with this cocktail. Orange juice and champagne is freaking delicious. I don't care who you are. You're telling me right now, if somebody offered you a bottomless mimosa and was going to do the rest of your work for the day, you wouldn't say, yeah, oh yeah, I'm in. Absolutely. That winning combination. You throw a little bit of gin in there. Boy, oh boy, are we looking good. You throw a little bit of lemon in there to sort of balance out the whole thing. Okay. And you want to make my drink pink with a little grenadine? I'm in, baby. What did we learn today? We learned Frankie Meier was the bartender spy. We learned that California and Texas should meet in Albuquerque. We should all of us, let's just all head to Albuquerque. If we want to do Phoenix, you know what else is really nice? Flagstaff. You ever been to Flagstaff? Flagstaff is a great place. It's in Arizona. Again, I have some family in Arizona, so we can all stay at my place. I just feel like California and Texas should come together and be friends, because we would be super friends. And have some Mexican food. Be awesome. We should golf all year round. I know you can do that in both places. Not in Northern California. We don't have to bring San Francisco. We do not have to bring San Francisco. How did I do? 26 minutes? Pretty good. I feel like we got it. Okay, let's talk about the rest of the week. This week, this Saturday, I am in a bit of a time pickle. I booked myself a little too thin. I want to do a show on Saturday. However, I'm going to do the show a little bit later than usual. Instead of not having a show, we're going to start the show a little bit later. Now, what does a little bit later mean? I don't know. Please watch for the announcement for when the thumbnail pops up on your screen. If you are not already, please subscribe and then hit the little bell icon next to the subscribe thing. That will then alert you whenever I go live. What if I just go live accidentally one day? And here I am just picking my nose on screen, singing Tom Waits songs like I'm Tom Waits. A little bit of heaven on my plate. You're going to want to see that. So hit the subscribe button, hit the other button, and let's hang out some other time. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am Dr. Kush from Dr. Kush's Exotic Drinks. And if you don't mind, just do me a favor. Let me belch first. If you don't mind, let me do me a little favor. Watch the names that scroll here. These are my Patreons. Patreons keep this channel going. If you can show up Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, we are here at Dr. Kush's Exotic Drinks. Usually live at 6 p.m. Pacific time. But if you can't, there's another way to help out. Buy me a drink. Venmo me a drink. Venmo me money. I'll buy my own drink. That's it, guys. Thank you so much. And I will see you when? Saturday, late. That's what we discussed. Remember that? Moments ago. Thank you, guys. As always.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. syrup. Man, I'm pretty thin this drink, please.
Could you wire me a bus ticket? I'll pay you back, honest.